4 years in the books, complete. That is crazy to me.
Yeah,
For real.
it is crazy. I can't believe that it's been that long, but I guess it feels like we have been doing it for a while. So like maybe it's more believable.
Yeah, it's kind of a trip to think about though. You know what I mean? Like
It
4 years under the belt
it
already,
went
dude.
so fast. Like that's what I think is tripping me out. Is like this year just snap gone.
Well, honestly, the last 4 years kind of flew by, just in
Yeah,
general, dude.
yeah.
Dude, think about it. Like we
Kind of a
basically
blur.
have done a full high school career on this show.
Crazy, dude.
That's crazy. That
Yes,
is
sir.
actually crazy when you think about it like that. It's like what?
Well, let's go ahead and get into the 52nd episode of season 4, the finale episode here of the Shedtime podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Shedtime. What is Shedtime, you ask? Well, it's code for the consumption of cannabis, but it's much more than that. Shedtime's a state of mind. It's art, it's music, it's cryptocurrency, technology, it's food, it's vaping. It can be whatever you want it to be, as long as you're not letting the bastards get you down, not being a dick, and making it fun. When you're in the shed, it's whatever your mind allows you to create. So now let's get to the Shedtime podcast.
And welcome back, my friends. Yeah, here we are. We made it. End of season 4, and super exciting. I just recently got back from the state of Maine, which recently went legal. And that was pretty interesting to check out their whole weed scene up there. Um, I'll tell you one of the things that really caught me a little off guard is that they're not tack chasing yet. They're not THC hunting yet. So like 14-16% weed was common. High
And probably
testers
rock
were
your
like,
socks too, depending on what it was.
I'll say this. I got some Mendo paintbrush while I was up there. This one
All
was a
right.
14 percenter. And it was okay. It was all right. It wasn't that special. Um, I will say the shop was really cool. I really liked their displays. They had these like almost little snow globe curio things where they had like set the buds up inside them, so that way like all the buds were on display. Um, and the chick I was talking to was mad cool because at first I was looking at some wedding cake and she was like, "Yeah, we've had that since 2021. I don't think you want that."
What?
Brutal.
They had the
Yeah,
same bud at the place for
yeah.
fucking 2 years?
The harvest date was in 21, and yeah, they still had some of that product. And I even said to her, I was like, "I'm shocked you're allowed to sell it still." But yeah, they are. Which was a trip, total trip. I will
Yeah,
say,
that doesn't make any sense.
I wonder how it was packaged.
at this point, I mean, I don't know. I mean, let's be real, right? In the streets, we probably had some old ass weed and didn't know,
Oh, for sure. For sure,
right?
for sure.
Couple-year-old fucking weed, we probably just didn't
You
know,
you could probably like those times where you get some stuff like the buds look good, but then like when you broke it down, it didn't like smell or like
or just turned to
smoke.
fucking
Yeah,
powder
yeah, yeah,
instantly.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, this some stuff been around for a minute,
but I will
or
say,
just
like,
wasn't stored properly.
it was funny because literally across the street was another dispensary. So naturally, we had to go check them out. And it was like you had a main road and then this little side road. And it was like one dispensary on one side of the side road, one dispensary on the other side of the side road. And even funnier is as I walked up to it, you could immediately tell what it used to be. It was an old Burger King restaurant.
Sick.
So like full glass all the way around, right? And you walk up and like they didn't have any bud on display. They were one of those with like the rolling menu, but they did have, in my opinion, a better selection of product. While I was there, I ended up picking up some some hash, like old school hashish for my father-in-law, because that's who we were up visiting while we were in Maine. And I picked up some of this shit right here. This is some Sunday Driver cold cure rosin from a company called Jar Company. And dude, this shit has been delicious the whole time I've been dabbing it this last
Ooh,
week.
you're getting in there, dude.
Yeah, I've been putting in the work, as you can tell.
Looks tasty.
Oh my god, super terpy. And I'll say the packaging, right? Like real simple, just Jarco on the lid, nice frosted glass. They tell you, here's your strain on the bottom. But then the box it came in, I thought was really smart. Just again, real simple. They went and told you the micron that it was run through, which
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
was a beautiful touch.
I've seen a few companies do that, and it's like a very like slim box too, right?
Yep, just
Is that what is it a pull out?
yep,
Yeah.
just slides right out. And I also like that, they have a slight small test result thing here on the side, tells you that it was a 66.2%. It was an ice water uh, for their trichome collection, and then they pressed it. So, yeah, really nice product. I was really, really happy with this one. And then I checked out another one, and this one I think had me most amused because like a lot of places, right? You can't have your medical and your recreational in the same room, so to speak. Like they have to be separated by a separate door, and that's how it seems to work in Maine. And so this place, small building, that's what they did. They built a wall and everything and made a second door so they could have a rec side.
Yeah.
And it was like walking into a storage closet, basically, like a shed.
Sick.
You just walked in, and there was this young lady sitting at the table right at the door, checked my ID, and then like you just had counter that just went around in an L shape, and that was it. You just you perused your selection, you made your selection, and you rolled out. And so like we grabbed a few pre-rolls from them. All of them were choice. I liked them a lot. So yeah, it was really cool to see the huge variance in approach from shop to shop, from the real polished, slick look to that just real simple down home. Like my father-in-law is a regular customer of their medical
Mhm.
side, and he was telling me that I guess down back behind the building is just greenhouse after greenhouse after greenhouse, and they grow all the weed right there on the spot, and then they package it and sell it right there in the shop. Nobody else's weed, just theirs. So Cannabis Cured, shout out to you guys in Maine. I was really impressed by them. I dug the quick little like small mom and pop operation they ran, and the weed was really good. And so were their edibles too. Because being a medical patient, my father-in-law was feeding us edibles while we were up there. And 25 milligram peanut butter cups from Cannabis Cured. Outstanding homemade peanut butter cups. So
Dude, you can
love
never go
that.
wrong with the peanut butter cup, dude. I bought I bought a 2-pound bag of the mini ones, the mini wrapped one. Not the super mini ones, but like the miniature, just like cup ones that come like in the foil. And dude, I got them in my mini fridge, and every now and then I'll just like pop out the bag, grab like a hand, like 6 or 7 of them, dude, and just like smack those, dude. Oh, peanut
I'm
butter cups are fire.
I'm gonna tell you what, the nerds cluster's cold, digging it.
Oh,
I
I
just
could maybe throw the dude some of those on like a little ice cream or something, dude.
ooh
Like in like a
yeah.
little sherbet or something.
I bought a bag while we were on the road coming home, and so I just left them in my car. And obviously, cold climate, it's winter here.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, every now and then I'll just go into the little like
Does it make it chewier?
yeah, because it's like it stiffens it a little bit.
Mm.
And yeah, just delicious. Couple of those. Like I'll go out after I eat my lunch at work, and I'll just grab a couple, eat those as like a little snack, and then have my vape before I go back to work. It's definitely a nice touch. Uh, but yeah, Maine weed scene, very, very cool, very loose and relaxed. Um, they're they don't have to test for as much stuff as Mass or any of these other states. Like, they don't have to test for the secondary cannabinoids. They don't have to test for the terpenes. It's by choice. So it's
Really?
just, yeah, dude, like it was crazy. And prices outside of a couple of things, like certain places, rosins were, 60 to 80 bucks, which kind of what I expected, right? But as far as flour is concerned, my wife bought an eighth for like $38 with tax.
It's not bad.
I think I spent like 40 on the Mendo paintbrush. So price up there is extremely reasonable, which I imagine is in part because with the lesser regulations that they're faced with, they can afford to price that weed at a better price for people. Um, yeah, very cool. I get why a lot of the avid growers are going there. Um, it's just that's a weird place to operate, right? Because like if you're not in the couple of major city limits of that state, you're in the middle of nowhere. Like I was in the middle of the friggin' mountains and checking out these three different dispensaries. And like I said, you had two dispensaries across, one across the street from the other. So that's the degree of competition that's already there in a short time. What's going to happen in another 3 years? It's going to be crazy.
Dude, that's like one of those things. Like as things move forward, things will get crazy. Like I think that it's like everything was so regulated that it's gonna start to be like less and less and less and less, and people will go like crazy, and then they'll like have to like redo some regulations. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's like anything. People will start to like take advantage of the gray areas or like some of the wording. They'll be like, oh well, we're totally fine, and then they'll have to like go back and just fix the wording on certain things, which make things a little bit more difficult. I would assume, like you know what I mean? I don't because it was like illegal forever, and even up here, like it was illegal. Then it was decriminalized, and then it became like rec legal. Like obviously, at some point it was like decriminalized. It was like medicinal. Then it became rec, and at the beginning of rec, there was you couldn't get any concentrates. It like took a bit of time. It wasn't that long actually. Like it was pretty quick, but like when they first came and they brought it all back, you basically get flour and like CBD and shit. Like they didn't even have like that many edibles right from the beginning, and then they started to have more and more and more and more and more. And so like now you can go into like legal dispensaries and get dabs or cardos or whatever. When at the beginning it was like you could go into a legal dispensary and get like flour
Well, I
and
mean,
CBD products
what I would say
and
is like
maybe some
Maine
drinks, if that.
Maine is so already well set that like they are well on their way to having extremely low prices. And I think from a perspective of trying to go start a business there, that's going to be tough. The competition's already fierce. You know what I'm saying? Like Maine, like if you love weed, Maine's a place to be right now in the Northeast. I'm not gonna lie. I'm there's plenty of options everywhere already, and they haven't been legal for very long. So, like I'm saying, in another 3 years, dude, it's gonna be I think the boom that people saw in Colorado is gonna happen again in Maine. Where it's gonna be like explosive growth, and everyone is gonna be selling weed. Because I mean, where it's literally to a point that you can basically start your own greenhouse and then start a little shed that you can sell weed out of. Um, and boom, you're established now. Yo, game on.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, dude. Amazing. Amazing. Very
There's
exciting
almost like
time.
no the population of Maine's like very small, right? Like is it like a couple million people,
Yeah,
if that?
let's
Well,
find
Maine's
out.
a pretty small state, isn't it?
No, Maine's
No,
pretty
it's
damn
pretty
big.
big.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
I think
just
that
a
it's
lot
just
of
like very
wilderness.
sparsely populated.
Yeah, it's a lot of mountain,
Oh,
um, and all of that. There's 1.372 million people in the entire state of Maine. and the state of Maine. Let's see, can I get the rest of the census data here? There we go. This is going to be the rest of the information I want, because I want a rough size of the state of Maine. Come on, come on, come on. Where is it? Here we go. Here we go. It's got a total area of 35,385 square miles, or 91,646 kilometers. So 39th largest in the state, or in the country.
Yeah, so it's like it's one of the smaller ones, but like bigger than some.
And as far as the Northeast is concerned,
Yeah, it's bigger
I mean,
than
it
some
is,
of them.
it is
Yeah,
the biggest state in the Northeast. I mean, you can fit New Hampshire and Vermont in, and probably Massachusetts, all inside
I didn't
that
think
state.
about that. So
You know what I mean?
I'm also stoned, so I just thought, oh, like Maine's that little one up at the top, right?
Yeah, like, well, you get the
in comparison to my state,
yeah, you're in
it's
the
small.
largest state, so everything's small to you guys.
Yeah,
But yeah, like as large of an area as it is, it's not super densely populated, because like it's all mountains and woods and all of that. And so like it's beautiful country if that's where you want to be, if you like that that kind of a place. But it's also the kind of place where like it snows 10 inches on a weekend and you may not be getting out until Tuesday afternoon.
Yo, that's tough.
You know, like if you're in the major populated areas, you know, the major cities and those surrounding suburban areas, yeah, you're all set. You'll get out, you know, no time. But if you're in like some of those more rural areas, like where we were up, little towns like Skowhegan, dude, like there are side roads out there that I'm sure they're like not even secondary roads, you know what I mean? So they're waiting days before they get any kind of plow action on their roadways. It's how they live up there. You know, if you live in some of those smaller backwood towns, like that's it. Where our families living, there's no stoplight. You know what I
That's
mean?
small. No,
Like, yeah, it's
so yeah, I
Yeah.
guess like they're not going to be, oh, we got to get this stuff done, blah blah blah. They'll be like, we'll get there when we get there, but we'll get there.
yeah, that's it. Like,
we'll get there when we get there, but we'll get there.
yeah, 100%. I mean, I experienced. My wife and I were laughing about it because we experienced the typical Maine winter. We had one of those 8 to 10 inches in a single day kind of a storms while we were up there, and yeah, driving some of those mountain roads at the dark of night, we didn't see
sketch.
plows. Yeah, it was sketch. You're going up and down these mountainous roads and shit, and snow. It's like the scene in Star Wars when you're going through, you know, light speed. It's a thing. It's a vibe, man. It turns 15-minute trips into 30-minute trips real fast.
Oh, for sure. I've only driven through that a few times in my life, but it was a cool experience.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure it
not the
wasn't quite.
greatest.
I'm sure it wasn't quite as heavy as that, but for me, it was pretty intense.
Yeah, but like the difference is too, right? I don't know if Sean has snow tires on his vehicle,
I
but
definitely do not have snow tires on my car.
it's like even if you don't have all seasons, like you might as well just stay home. Like you're never gonna get anywhere.
Well, I
It's
think
just, like,
that's
a
pretty much
pure
all we rock
liability.
out here in the desert,
Yeah.
are just all season, bro. Just fucking
Yeah.
throw those on and you're good all year.
I mean, you kind of have to in New England too, because you get all 4 seasons sometimes in a single day.
Well, we get two, dude. It's either fucking wet or dry, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's just like stick with those and you're straight year round.
You get drought season, mud season, drought season, rain season, mud season.
and every now and then you sprinkle in a little snow. So the people up in like the mountain areas, they definitely like have snow tires and like chains and shit, but you know, it's not like everybody around here has them. That's why like certain areas of the freeway just get shut down when it snows, because people out here don't know how to fucking drive in the snow and accidents just happen like fucking crazy. So instead of them having to take care of a bunch of fucking car accidents. They just shut down parts of the freeway.
Hey, lest we forget the major snowstorm in Texas. Talk about people not knowing what to do in the snow.
Yeah.
That's
That
like
shit.
part of it though. Like there's probably lots of people that are out near James that like they're like, oh, we normally would never get snow or it never gets that cold. And maybe they'll just like run just tires that should definitely have been replaced a long time ago and they just risk it.
Oh yeah.
Because like
100%.
90% of the time they're probably fine. Because it won't be like super cold
Yeah.
and raining or something or whatever, right?
That's mostly what it is, and that and just ignorant drivers too.
Yeah.
It's just because
Bad
the fucking
drivers.
the highways out here are intense, man. Just for like in general, especially Southern California, dude. They're gnarly, bro.
Yeah, you guys have like 10 and 12 lane highways. You
Well,
guys
yeah,
have-
if you combine them,
yeah, you know, but north and south or
Yeah.
east and west. But yeah, like,
yeah,
you know, 4 and 5 lanes on a single side.
yeah. And then
like,
you got
that's
people that,
intimidating.
yeah, that, and you got people trying to fucking go from the fucking 5th lane all the way to the fucking 1st lane and vice versa, and
Yeah, because we got
they just try to do it all in one shot. You know what I mean? Just one long sweep, dude. It's like you're a fucking crazy motherfucker, dude. Yeah.
yep.
Fuck you, bro. Do one at a time and just do it safely. There ain't no reason to fucking take all 4 lanes in one fucking swoop, dude. That's just stupid.
We got a 4-lane strip in Boston that's that way. And what's even more irritating is that it's the end of that part of the highway where it like breaks into 3 separate roads. So that is extremely common where someone's trying to go from the left to
They're
the
like,
right or
oh
the right to
shit,
the left.
that's my exit. Fuck. Yeah, that happens
Yeah,
out
dude.
here a lot too.
Oh,
Because people aren't
God.
paying attention. They're on their phones or listening to
Scary.
fucking music
Or
or
they're just
whatever.
rushing
Yeah,
and like
they're no-
looking at the traffic more than anything else. Like just like
Yeah.
Yo,
Trying
I
to
just
find
watched
their
the map,
spot.
dude. I pull up my fucking map, not necessarily to know where I'm going, just to like to see what traffic's looking like. I'm like, all right, looks like it's gonna get fucking, a little fucking piled up here. So I'm gonna start moving over now. That way I don't get fucking stuck. You know what I
yo.
mean?
And shout out to Google for now giving out speed traps.
Dude, Waze, dude. I use Waze.
Well, that's the thing. It's like if I remember correctly, Google bought Waze. So they integrated that into the Google Maps.
Yeah, I still use Waze, dude. Because it pops up like if there's fucking cars on the side of the road, debris in the road, where the cops are at or where they might have been, and it asks you if they're still there or not, so you can still give people a heads up behind you.
Yeah, Maps is doing all of that now. Like I caught that while I was driving up to Maine this last weekend, and I was like, oh, that's a nice touch. That's a real nice touch. The only thing that scares me is that someone's got a mark when there's a speed trap, which means someone's fucking with their phone instead of paying attention on the road.
I wonder if you can do that verbally.
I'm sure that's a feature that a lot of people can use.
That or
I hope so.
that or they're expecting that someone as the passenger is putting it in.
That's another possibility. That's fair. But yeah, like that shit, that whole notion just freaks me out that there's somebody fucking
Because
with
there's
their
like
phone.
there is like a fucking like when you open it, like it'll ask you if you're like a passenger or something like that sometimes.
Well,
Like
that's
if you have like just the straight up phone, but mine hooks straight up to my car through Apple Play, so it just comes up on my display.
I've got a dope stereo that does all that,
And then I
and
can
I
just
need to
tell
just
Siri.
set that thing up.
I could tell Siri to do all the shit if I want to.
Yeah, I have to install a new head to do it, but I was gifted a fucking sick fucking head, DVD, CD, the whole 9, plus, Apple Play, Android Play, the whole 9. So it does all of those. I just got to install it. It's like, it's cold out, motherfucker. I ain't trying to do that. I
What
wanna
that's
get-
in your car?
like I can put that in my car, yeah.
Garages aren't a
Oh,
big thing
shit.
out where you're at, huh, Sean?
Oh, they are, but my garage is not set up to put a car in.
Ah,
And I mean, all right, in all fairness, I could probably take it to my work, right? And after hours, bring it inside and do that. But I don't, you guys already know, I'm one of those people I don't want to impose like that.
no, I get you.
I'd much rather just do it at home. So it's like, I'll just wait. I'll just be patient. You know,
Nah,
it's
fuck that, dude. Go out
fine,
there and do that shit right now, dude.
right? Dude, listen, you talk about fucking patience like that. I got a 310 box that I've just waited to put into a car because I haven't had the right stereo. Well, now I got the stereo. Now I get the box. All I gotta do is get the amp and
There you
boom.
go, dude. Bada bing, bada boom.
You
You're
know,
booming.
we're
You're
ready to rip.
booming.
Yeah, because I picked up that 310 box back before I met my wife. I was gonna put it in my ex's car for her as a gift, and then we split up shortly thereafter. I was like, "Well, you ain't getting this now."
So it's a box with 310s in it.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, that thing thumps.
Yeah, definitely will.
The way that my boy who I got it from used to run it, he would split it so that he ran one channel through the center, and then he'd split one channel to the outside too.
Damn. That's like smart. I like that.
Yeah, so that way he'd get the ohm splitting in those outer ones, and it would just kick. That thing thumped hard. So like
Dude, that brings like a whole new angle to bump it or dump it. When
Yeah.
Sean answers
Where it
that
came
question,
from,
he'll be
dude.
serious, bro, because he knows what it's like to bump it.
Well, I mean, I remember way back in the day when I was living in the city in Quincy, my
The
roommate
license plate's gonna rattle, baby.
my roommate had a fucking Cadillac Eldorado that he had picked up. Bought it for like $1,000 because he worked at a tow yard and it was just abandoned. So yeah, he scoops it up and there was a bunch of electrical problems. We figured out that all it was a loose connection in the auxiliary battery behind the seat. Boom, car works perfect now. Killing it. Awesome. So now we get to installing a system. This motherfucker throws two 12s in the trunk of a Cadillac Eldorado.
Dude, you think that's intense, bro? Me and the homies when we were like high school, probably around high school time, like freshman through senior year. Like my buddies were, their dad did like automotive body work and painting and stuff like that for Rancho Motors, which was like a dealership out here. But he also did like custom work on the side and did like restoration work and stuff like that. So of course these dudes learned all that shit from their dad, and I kind of picked up little bits here and there, like hanging out over there. They got into mini trucks, bro, doing like bags and fucking all that sort of shit. And of course, if you got a sick ass mini truck, it can't have no bum ass stereo inside of it. You know what I mean? That shit needs to fucking thump, dude. Not bump. I mean thump, dude. Rattle some fucking windows, right? So my buddy, he had a what was it? Was it a Chevy Colorado? Was it a Colorado?
Or an S10.
No, it was a slightly bigger one. It wasn't like it was. Fuck, what year was it? God damn it, I can't remember. But it was a crew cab, so it had like the back, like the back seat in the back, but like no second door or whatever. And it was like the square body Chevy pickup. You know what I mean? And he painted it that Corvette orange, like that burnt orange color. And this motherfucker put two 15s in the back of this fucking truck, dude, on top of the fucking back seats.
Why?
Because he could.
That's rolling back
Dude,
massage.
he fucking turned that shit on, bro. And my house was 4 houses down, and it'll rattle my windows.
Yeah.
You'd see the fucking back window on his truck just going like this.
Uh-huh.
Just fucking flexing like crazy, dude.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I will say that that's like beyond what I would want.
Yeah, it was, dude, riding in that thing was fucking gnarly, dude. And then he got to the point where he had it sitting so low that he put fucking blocks underneath the fucking roll pan, to where when we were on the freeway, he would just drop the fucking back and we would just throw sparks, bro. Just fucking dragging, dude.
It's the way to get people to stop fucking tailgating.
Dude, then one time, dude, we went to go get because he also ran it off of what was it, nitrogen every now and then, so you could like fill up your tanks with nitrogen. It'd make your bags like fill up quicker and like kind of like make it a little bit more poppy. Well, homeboy at the shop was like, "Hey, you guys want to do helium instead?" And he's like, "What?" He's like, "We can do that." He's like, "Yeah, dude, check this out." So he filled this tank up with helium, dude. We were sitting at a fucking stoplight, dude, and he fucking hit the front to pop up the front, and all of a sudden we was like, boom! The fucking front went up so hard and so fast, dude. He kept hitting it, and we were just going bam, bam. We started hopping the front end, sitting at the stoplight. It was fucking crazy, dude.
Oh, dude. That's bananas.
Dude, I just noticed this thing too at the bottom of Zoom when I was raising my hand. Look at the little timer thing at the bottom, dude. Whoa, it moved my position on my fucking
Whoa.
screen. That is
You-
crazy. For those that aren't watching, have no idea what just happened.
Yo,
but
hold on. But here's the funnier thing is that for those who are watching, it also just has an animated hand. That's that hand that you see in your corner. That
now it's
cartoon
gone.
hand stayed up the whole time.
Did it work
Dude.
for you, Chris?
I got moved to the top. Or like our things moved, or maybe you went down from, I don't know.
Yeah, I moved back down.
I never got a hand though.
Oh, that was gnarly, dude. Anyways,
What, dude?
Dude.
Why would that happen?
new
That was-
features, dude.
That was
I
an
know.
amazing ADHD moment.
I'm
Yeah,
also
dude.
shed time right now, so it's
Dude.
like, yo, are they just like playing with me? Did
No.
James do that on purpose?
It just
Am I
happened.
getting trolled right now? God damn
No,
it.
it just happened. Bro. It's crazy. But yeah, dude, we used to do all kinds of crazy shit.
Oh man.
Because they used to go to like cruise nights and stuff back in the days where like people would like show up with their dope ass cars, whether they're like mini trucks or like tuned up cars that like they'd go race like after the meetup or whatever. And everybody was sitting there bumping different music in their fucking trucks in the Lowe's parking lot. Shit used to go down though sometimes, and you have to get out there real quick.
It's crazy.
Dude, there's
man.
always times that you have to have quick escapes.
All right, guys, we
no
gotta
matter
go.
who
We
it
gotta
is.
go. Go,
Yeah.
go, 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 go.
Yeah, that's I always went to organized car meets, not unorganized ones.
Well, it was slightly organized at the beginning, and then at certain points, like more and more people just started showing up, and
And showing off.
well, not only that, but then you just get different groups of people that usually aren't around each other, or don't want to be around each other, end up being at the same event, and then shit goes down.
Yeah, it's always sad.
Or they purposely show up to cause trouble too. That's always a thing.
One of the last ones I went to, that was like a fully organized one. They actually had a whole burnout competition that they had organized as well. Like the owners of the property, like, yeah, totally cool. So they had this whole like loading strip where like the trucks would have to come in to lead to the loading dock, and they let these guys do burnouts down this whole strip. This shit was a lot of fun. I probably still have pictures somewhere in an old hard drive for my laptop, because that was like so long ago that my niece was like little. I could carry her on my shoulders, and she's like 16 or something now. So yeah, we're talking
So
at
you
least
definitely can't do that.
yeah,
now.
we're talking at least 15 years ago, probably at this point. So taking a lot of photos since then. Archived a lot of photos since then. But being that we are at our year-end wrap-up, I did want to throw some interesting questions around to kind of conversate as well, to just kind of reflect over like the last year. And one of the ones that came up that I saw, I was like, it's an interesting question, is what do you think was one of your best buys of the last year?
My volcano. That was this year, right?
I'm pretty sure.
No, it was last year, Black Friday.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
So I take that back.
Well, that would be really close to like within a year. But if you have another one, that'd be good.
Right, like it's kind of tough for me to think about. I think
I
for
think
me,
that so far I'm like happy with my car.
That's a good one.
dude,
That's a
your
I
good
car
bought
one.
is
that this
dope.
year, so I'm
That is a
happy with
solid
it.
one. Huh, well, my volcano's not it. Maybe
You know,
maybe it might be my new monitor for my computer was a pretty slick buy this year. That or my Dixon travel essentials as far as my backpack and the duffel bag, because that's gotten some use and it's come in clutch. And dude, that that leather bag is pretty sick, dude.
fuck yeah.
And yeah, dude, it's coming clutch. I've had some pretty solid, just like random pickups too, of just like little things, you know what I mean? Like, dude, this thing right here, you've seen me use it lately, dude. This little fucking attachment for my volcano to my bong. This is a solid pickup, bro.
That
And I just got
honestly
this
was
like
pretty cool.
pretty
That's for
recently,
sure.
and I've been loving it. Not only that, but the make your own bag thing, where now I've got like ridiculously large volcano bag for no reason other than I wanted it. And I could, dude, I fill it up instead of filling up 4 bags out of the volcano, I'll fill that up maybe 2, maybe 3 times. You know what I mean? And on the third one, that's pretty much the end. So I usually end up doing 2, but I just get 2 real nice dense bags. I take them down, and dude, honestly, by the time I'm almost done with the second one, I'm almost a little too high. You know what I mean? Where I get to that point where I'm just like, my heart's kind of like racing a little bit. And then like I'm kind of just sitting here and my body's all tingly. And I'm like, I think I might be a little too stoned right now. I'm almost on that verge of paranoia. Yeah,
Is
I was talking to Sean before the podcast, believe it or not, and I've been saying I think I've been getting a little too high lately. Like I'm just taking just absurdly large dabs just because I can, and just because I'm just all nonchalantly just going in with my dab tool and just scooping out whatever. And if it's fucking huge, I don't even think twice. I just go for it, and then I pay for it afterwards. Where I sit here at some points, I'm like, all right, man, calm down. You're all right. You're all right. You're just stoned. Calm down. Because dude, I've been getting to that point lately, and it's like, dude, you're doing too much. Relax. There's limits to this shit,
Know your
people.
limit. Stay
Moderation.
within it.
You know what it is? Is shout outs to Mr. Palmer. He hasn't been sitting here reminding me that moderation is key. So
yeah. Big
I
shout
just
out to
need
the
to
homie.
I need to remember that moderation is key, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
I need to practice what
100.
we
Fact.
preach here on the podcast and not just get stoned out of my mind just because I can. Because at the end of the day, not only is that just stupid and kind of wasteful sometimes, but it's also hurtful on the wallet.
That's a fact, Jack.
Is hurtful a word?
It is now.
Harmful to the wallet is what I meant to say, but hurtful is what came out.
Hurtful hurts your wallet's feelings. Harmful does actual like physical harm.
It does both.
So yeah, it's both. Bang. As far as my best buy, I'm gonna echo Chris and say my car.
Yeah,
for
dude.
sure.
Solid.
Got a brand new, no, new to me car. But it's something that can, actually travel well and is actually nicer than my Saab was, which shout out to that. So that's great. Oddly enough, I also got to say, a couple of my fish that I picked up over the year.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I've got one known as Scarlet Batis or Dario. I love that Latin name, Dario.
Is that the one in the fishbowl?
Yeah, that's the one in the fishbowl,
Sick,
actually.
sick.
But like, he just looks like a tiny little cichlid, like tiny little cichlid. And he acts like one, and he's so goddamn cool to watch. And then, of course, similarly, my crebensis, my first step into the world of cichlids. Watching my crebensis and experiencing that, actually having had my female mate with a male, parent and start to raise babies, kill the male, and then end up getting a brand new male for her recently, who she's now mated with, and we're keeping an eye on, hoping she doesn't kill him. Um,
Brutal.
but yeah, like love that. They've been a super cool experience. So yeah, that's one. Those are probably the ones for me. So the next one that I'm gonna throw at you guys is your biggest music discovery this year.
Hmm.
I've had a couple for sure. I definitely have to say Pigeons playing ping pong. Um, Shout out to my homie Alyssa. She's a big fan of this band, and I used to hear it all the time when I was working with her at the dispensary. And I just never paid much attention to it. And so one day I was like, I'm gonna actually give it a shot and listen to it. And dude, like I've really become a big fan of Pigeons playing ping pong ever since. So that's definitely one of them for sure.
I
I don't
can't.
know. I
I
can't
don't
like
know, dude. I
specifically
don't.
think of one. I'll think about it a little bit harder though.
I feel like I've kind of gotten to the point where it's like feel like I've stopped discovering new music, if that makes sense, because I pretty much just listen to what I like, you know. Um, but okay, here's one that like's been recently added to the playlist that like I've kind of knew about, but like really kind of started to enjoy is Jelly Roll. Believe it or not,
Really?
yeah, dude, because like he's been doing like a country thing lately, and he's like kind of like stepped his foot into the country scene, and I dig his music, bro. And not only that, but I just dig him as a dude, like as just like a guy, because I've watched a few podcast episodes with him on it, and he's just like a super down to earth, like super funny, like caring guy. You know what I mean? Who's had a pretty rough past, and like seeing him like reaches way up to the top of the country charts and like win like best new country artist and all this other shit like recently, it's been pretty cool, you know what I mean? Because like it's not he hasn't like let it, you know, go unrecognized, as he's just sitting here constantly talking. He was like, dude, he's like, this shit's fucking crazy, bro. He's like,
Well,
I
like
shouldn't be here, like this shit is fucking crazy. And he's like been like
it's a
super
trip.
given and shit like that, and like his
Jelly
message has
Roll's a
been,
trip to me because
yeah.
like I remember, hearing about him as he was coming up doing that like southern fried hip hop
Yeah,
sound.
yeah, yeah.
So like to hear like I didn't get into that, so I never really followed him. But then to hear about it now and be like, yo, this dude is emerging and becoming one of the biggest country artists, like, yeah,
Have
that
you heard
blows
any
my
of his
mind.
newer stuff, Sean?
Um
Like I know country's not like really your style, but
the
like I know there's certain parts of it that you do like kind of, you know, you
the
can
the only
appreciate.
thing I know of I've heard is like this one song that comes on at work that in the playlist that the guys play. And I don't think that it's that part of his career. I think it's something older because it's a little more of a hip hoppy type of thing. Like he's cussing and he's, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he's got like a few like off his more recent stuff that like one of his big ones is Save Me. If you want to check that one out, or Son of a Sinner. That one's pretty good. That one's a pretty good one
all
too.
right, we're gonna live react some Jelly Roll right now.
Dude, he's got some shit, my dude.
Because like I'll say this, I will agree. I've seen him like there's an Action Bronson thing that like Jelly Roll was a guest on, and like he does strike me as a very cool dude, like somebody I would want to kick it with and
Oh,
just chill.
when he had him on Fuck That's Delicious or whatever, like
It was his like in studio show, I think is what it was, where like he was cooking and he actually had Jelly Roll come
yeah,
in and
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
share food and shit. Yeah. All right, so I'm looking at his new album that he just put out, his last one here. Um, and what was the name of the song?
Uh, s- uh,
Was
Son of
it?
a Sinner, I think is one of them, or Save Me.
I would say I thought you said "Save Me" because I see that one here, so I'm gonna put that on right now. Go ahead and turn it up a little bit more in my headphones. It's It's not what I expected.
Yeah, dude. It's totally kind of like not what you would think from his past, but for what it is, dude, I can dig it.
It
Like one thing actually, like now that I think about it, I picked up my phone and opened up Spotify. So that would be like an easy refresher for me. And I don't know, for some reason, like I've sort of started to listen to some British rap. Like not a lot, just like a little bit here and there, because it's just so different.
Who are you listening to?
So like uh, were you taking a song to put down somewhere? Because like I'll put a song down on something for you guys to listen to if you
No,
have.
I'm just curious because like I
Okay.
know of a few artists.
All right. Well, this one is I think that it's like a combo. Just let me see. I have to go on mute and like actually press it in case. Just give me one sec. Just one sec.
I forgot I can actually listen to music during the podcast because I'm not streaming nothing.
It's Central C and
Yeah,
Dave.
I thought so. Central C is a really big UK guy at the moment.
Yeah. So the song's called Sprinter, but it's like good. I don't know why. I just think that it sounds good. There's
I'll
like a few
say-
other like British rap. I don't know who they are. I've just like heard them like in passing, and I'm like, oh, you know, I need to listen or check out some stuff.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna check out my 2023 rap on Spotify right now.
I'll say that in regards to country style jelly roll, it's definitely not my taste, but interesting to me how very bluesy
Yeah, pretty
he
soulful,
is.
dude.
Yeah. And trips me out again, knowing what he sounded like is more of like a rapper that like, yeah, he's doing that and blowing up. But then again, I mean, look at Aaron Lewis, right? Fucking dude from Darius Rucker from Hootie and the Blowfish, another
Mhm.
example. Like people who just shifted gears into that country space and like found great success. And let's be honest, right? When it comes to country music, uh there's still money to be made there. People still buy physical media in country fan world.
Yeah, probably. There's a
My-
lot of like older people that
Some-
listen to it too, right?
My top genres for this year were hip hop is number 1, reggae rock is number 2, alternative metal is number 3, and then modern rock at the bottom for number 4. Comes up as a little cheeseburger on
Yeah.
your fucking thing, and the different spots are just like bigger pieces. Pretty hilarious. I never really pay attention to these things.
My raps was heavy punk, and that's because whenever I go to the gym, I have a punk playlist I use when I'm in the gym.
Yeah, the main area like of where I was listening to is from San Luis Obispo, California, because all like the reggae bands. Top song was "Backseat Freestyle" by Kendrick Lamar. It's a good one.
I did like that last year when it like put together all my stuff and even had like that like slideshow and whatever. That was actually pretty cool. I liked it.
I will say I'm checking out that Sprinter from Central C, and
Yeah.
it's a vibe.
Dude, honestly, I have a feeling
Alright,
like my
alright.
Spotify isn't mainly music, it's more so all podcasting. Because I've been listening to mainly podcasts all year.
Yeah. So I guess in a similar vein, what's probably one of your favorite podcasts you found this year?
Ooh, one of my favorite ones I've found this year. Ooh, that's a good one, dude. Hold on, let me actually go back to my normal Spotify and look.
I'm gonna say I found one called Well I
Oh.
Laughed that was fucking amazing.
I one that I found this year that I really like, because I could tell you a couple that I found like over the past couple years. Like I'm trying to think of ones that are new, but the newest one probably would be This Is Important, which is all the workaholic guys. So Adam Devine, Blake Anderson, Anders Home, and their director buddy Kyle Nubacek. And dude, I just love the fucking Workaholics show, and it's just those dudes being those dudes, and they just talk about random shit. There's like really nothing to the like they don't really have like a necessary like structure to the podcast. They just talk about random shit, and it just fucking cracks me up, dude, because their banter back and forth just fucking kills me, dude. And because I really enjoy their humor, dude. Like just each one of them individually on a different level, and then you put the four of them together, and it's just fucking. I can't. I'm literally sitting there at my machine while I'm at work, running my machine, laughing to
Are
myself.
they doing it in the same room or like from their houses? Or
Well, I don't know.
apartments or
I've
whatever?
never watched it. I've only listened to it.
Oh,
But
okay,
like
okay.
but recently they've been on a tour doing like live shows and recording it and putting it out. So like they've been on this tour, and it's like all four of them on stage doing a podcast. And dude, those ones have been the best because it's like crowd involvement. You can hear the crowd. You can like they're like doing like kind of not going over the top, but like playing to the crowd and shit. And it's so fucking hilarious, dude. I've been loving it. Another one though that's been pretty good is Stavi's World, which is Stavros Halkias. He's a stand-up comedian. He's like kind of really like made a pop recently, and just had his first special come out on the 5th of this month, or the 5th of December. And
Oh,
dude,
it's like a week ago.
yeah. So like, but like he has like all of his comedian buddies and stuff come on, and they like talk, and then at the end of the episode, he actually has like a hotline that people call in and like leave messages for like advice. And dude, it's some of them are like the calls are just way out there, and like the advice they give them is fucking hilarious, or they just like fucking like rip the guys up for like whatever their bullshit is, or they actually like try to seriously help them with the problem. And it's dude, it's fucking funny as shit, dude.
Sounds like a damn good one.
Yeah, dude, it's worth checking out for sure.
I think if you like that, and if listeners like the sound of that, or if they're familiar with it and they haven't seen this one, check out the You Should Know podcast. Uh, those two guys are hysterical as well, and similarly, there's no real structure, there's no real plan to the episode. They just kind of like us. They get together, they talk, and they fuck with each other through the whole show, and it just becomes hysterical, the chemistry between these two friends. Um, so definitely dug that. That was a new one I found. Because shout out to the reels and TikTok and all that shit. Because they had like one clip go viral, and I had to go find out what it was from, and it was them like arguing about Fruit Loops, and like one dude swearing that each individual Fruit Loop is a different flavor.
I think I may have seen a video or two of these
Yeah,
guys.
just how animated and wild that argument got. I was like, I have to see this in its entirety, and I became a great fan. So shout out to that show. That was an astounding find for me this year in podcasts for sure. Let's
I don't
see.
think that I found any, to be honest. Like I've heard people, and I've had some people suggest some things to me. I just like haven't really listened to any new stuff.
So, all right, here's another one I can throw at you guys. So, what was one of the biggest pleasant surprises that you experienced through this year? This one gives a couple examples. Like, for instance, maybe you're able to pick up a skill that you doubted your ability to master, or you were dreading going to a conference, but it was really good, or you were sad when your boss left for a new job, but their replacement turned out to be great. I think for me, it would be changing jobs, and how much better that job change turned out to be for me. I make more money. I'm more relaxed. I have a very laid back atmosphere. I love the team I work with. It's been a lot of fun. Um, so like for me, that's been a great pleasant surprise. Like, what a cool thing. I go back to the world of automotive, and everything is just so much more chill.
Makes sense, actually.
You know, like I'm the parts guy, so I might receive parts and be busy that day, and then I might have a whole day where I'm just chilling, roaming around, helping the guys out if they need an extra hand here or there. You know, like otherwise I'm like surfing the internet,
Okay,
reading
I got
news.
one. You know, we were all kind of, you know, down as a family, you know, dealing with a little bit of some loss. And then I come home from work one day and find out that my sister's bringing a new addition into the family. And that was pretty sick, dude, because
Oh hell
we've
yeah!
all been super like stoked about it, especially like more as like we get closer and closer. It's like I'm already thinking like all the stuff that like I'm gonna be able to do, like because we found out like she's having a boy and stuff. So, like, dude, I'm gonna be his t-ball coach. I'm gonna play Legos with him. I'm gonna buy. My mom's like, oh, I can already see his wardrobe now. He's gonna be stocked full of Dixons because you know if I have one, I'm gonna have to get my nephew one, bro. We got to fucking match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, homeboy's gonna be flossed up. You know, I'm like thinking about all the stuff that I'm gonna like spoil him with, and like one other like kind of pleasant surprise too is like finding out like he's gonna be named after my grandpa, which was pretty
Oh,
sick.
very cool.
So like, it's cool, dude. Like that, we're all pretty stoked about it,
That is a
obviously.
dope, pleasant
And it's like
surprise.
it's seeing my mom and my sister like kind of like they're like bonding like even more over it, and like that, like watching my mom be super excited, and like my dad calling and checking on my sister, and she's already calling him Pickle for some reason. Like that's just like been the nickname. So like whenever she references the baby, it's Pickle. So like really, he's already got a nickname. He's probably gonna hate it, but it is what it is. Um, yeah, dude, it's exciting, man. It's really exciting.
I dig that. I dig that a lot. Think of anything there, Chris?
I mean, what was it? Can you say the question again, specifically?
What was a pleasant surprise that happened this year or some shit?
Yeah.
But there wasn't like that you thought was bad. Like it's just something that you're like, whoa, that's awesome. Like, okay. I think that honestly, probably for me, it's like mainly crypto stuff. Like this year, I
Oh
like
well,
bought
yeah,
this one
dude. 'Cause
thing for like
that-
$20, and I've literally the amount that I have right now is like over $2,000, and like I spent a lot of money from it. Like not in real life, like in crypto, but so that was pretty good.
yeah, dude, that
Um,
works. Because it's something
yeah.
you weren't expecting, and all of a
I
sudden,
wasn't,
like,
yeah,
oh
definitely
hey,
wasn't expecting that. Dude, I was expecting to
yeah,
like
dude,
put in $20 and maybe turn into like 150, like, and I would have been like, whoa, that's awesome.
yeah.
Not like anywhere near where like dude did like 1,000 next. Like
Shit,
that's like
yeah.
that's crazy. Do you know
That
what I mean?
is crazy. That is a definite pleasant surprise.
Yeah, dude. I was, you know, but here's
Oh,
the
dude,
thing,
I
I'm
have.
Sean. Like, I sold a lot early because I was like, yo, this is crazy. And then also, like, I only sent in like that super low amount, and like I could have easily sent in like 10 times the amount that I sent
Dude,
in.
I
I would
got
have had
another
so
one
much
too.
more.
Um, I've been worked a lot of overtime last year and like stuff like that at the shop. And then right before the meetup for Ohio, we got hooked up with the bonus, and the amount was a lot more than I thought it was going to be, and that was pretty sick. And from what I understand, not everybody got that much of a bonus. So being in that bracket of whoever got that is pretty sick. You know what I mean?
You're part of the elite few.
Yeah, part of the top.
Love that. That's fire. Uh let's
It's been a
see.
sweet gig, dude. Like I gotta say, like just that job in general just continues to be like cool. You know what I mean? I think it's just been a pleasant surprise for like the past like 2 years I've been working with them. You know, it's like they just continue to keep like taking steps to improve just like not only the workflow and how like the shops ran, but also, you know, things they can do for us as employees and shit like that. And it's been sick, dude.
That's that we've talked about it before. Like those are the things that they matter.
Oh,
They,
for sure, dude.
they matter.
And they're constantly trying to get us involved too, which is nice. You know what I mean? So it's not like they're just making decisions and being like, hey, this is what's happening. It's like, hey, what do you guys think about, this or that? Or, if you have an idea, let us know and that sort of thing. And it's been cool, dude. Oh, dude, what was crazy yesterday? It doesn't really have anything to do with anything we're talking about necessarily, but I had to go in yesterday to put in a little overtime just to help get ahead and stuff. And I was sitting there going out to break, and I was sitting there chatting with my foreman and stuff. And then all of a sudden, I turn around, dude, and there's like this dog just like right behind me, bro. And I couldn't tell if it was like a coyote or not. It kind of slightly looked like one, but kind of didn't. And
What
he's
the
just
hell?
like chilling, dude. I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, oh yeah, dude. He's like, he was here since this morning, I guess. What the fuck is this dog doing? And apparently, like, he had been like roaming around the fucking shop, like actually in the shop, like while we were working. And apparently, like, some dude found him early in the morning, like out just like sleeping on top of a wood pile, like in the back somewhere. We're like, how the fuck did this dog get into the fucking like the property anyway? Because like we got gates all around, so he had to have either like crawled under a gate or hopped over it or something, or someone left it open, or he snuck in after everybody got there when the gate was open already,
Flipped
or
in
he
at the
had
right
been there
time,
since the day before and nobody saw him come in the first time.
dude. I mean,
But dude, it tripped me out because then when I was coming back from break, I come out and I'm just like chilling. I blow out my fucking cloud, and out of the cloud, all of a sudden, I see the dog in front of me. I'm like, oh shit. And I just kind of like look at him and I start walking. And then I just like kind of look down for a second, and I see my shadow, and directly behind my shadow is the dog shadow. And he's like following me back into the shop. I'm like, where did you come from? He's tripping me out, man.
magic dog.
And he just hung out all day. He just like kicked it.
I mean, I'm just saying, if a shop is safe enough to have a pet in, why not?
Well, in our shop, probably not, because of the forklifts and stuff. He's probably going to get ran over. But like,
Yeah,
if he's just chilling out in the yard, I guess he's cool, which is pretty much what he did most of the day. The only thing is he was getting into fucking trash cans and shit. So trash was all over the fucking yard.
yeah.
I
That's
feel
not
bad
good.
for whoever has to clean that up.
That's not good. Oh man. All right, so I got another one for you then. What's the skill that you gained confidence in this year?
Oh, running the machine I'm running. Actually, no, I feel definitely more comfortable in running it and making adjustments and knowing what's going on and those sorts of things. And I definitely say that for sure. Oh, and my streaming ability has been pretty fucking locked in, which was also another pleasant surprise. Two and one here is my foreman at work hooked me up with the stream deck. And once he hooked me up with that, dude, I gotta say, the shows have been pretty flawless as far as transitions and things go. Well, for the most part. I have had a couple flip flops, but like that's been pretty cool,
Oh
and
yeah,
kind of dialing that in a little bit's been pretty sweet.
definitely making the green rooms a little bit greener for everybody.
A little bit more flowy.
And it's probably fun to try to like hit that one on the time.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'd be curious to hear. I'm gonna send you guys. It's like a Twitter space, right? But I'm gonna send you the link to it. I want you guys to listen to it and see if you can listen to like even half of the episode. I'm curious because like this dude just has like crazy energy, bro, and he has like his soundboard game is unbelievable. Like it's incredible as hell. So like
Dude,
when I first started to listen to it, bro, it was like almost too much. I was like, it was like you'll
dude,
be like looking around in the darkness, and all of a sudden there's just like flashes of light in your eyes, and you're like, like that's kind of how it felt for me at the very beginning with the amount of like soundboards, and like they'd be trying to interview people, and they'd just be like hammering that stuff. All of a
dude,
sudden, be like, give him a reach around. Like you'll just feel like that kind of a
dude, that's kind of how this is important is because Blake has a soundboard and they have, dude, their soundboard is on point, dude. Some of the shit they have on there is fucking hilarious. Like they have like 7 different versions of just the word diarrhea.
That's
Oh
that's
yeah,
pretty
man.
impressive.
And it's hilarious.
Oh, I mean, if you get a
The cause of
64
diarrhea.
button, if you get a 64 button sampler,
Dude,
that's a lot of options.
dude, he's fucking pretty good on it for the most part.
Never buy that. With some of those, you
Dude.
get A and B, so that doubles it.
It's pretty good, bro.
Yeah, I think that like this guy Stevie, he has probably over 64. Like he has one for like so many different people and like so many different references and certain ones that like people have actually said that you can't even tell that it's the person that said it. Like I don't know, it's just
Yeah.
yeah, man. It's a honestly now I think it's like pretty hilarious. Just it took me
You should
a bit
listen
of
to This
time
Is
to understand
Important,
it.
Chris. I
I'll
think
I'll
you'll
give
like
it a
it,
try.
dude.
I'll give it a try.
You should check it out, dude. Did you watch Workaholics at all?
Oh yeah.
Oh, then dude, you'll love it, bro. Trust me. Trust me. It's fucking good.
All right, I'll check it out.
Any skill that you gained confidence in this year, Chris?
I don't know. Maybe like I just reinforced my ability to adapt. So like I think I might have already had it, but I've definitely sharpened it.
Yep.
Over the last year. So I think that that's like one thing. I think I've gotten a little bit better at understanding how I deal with certain things and like how to try to maybe do it a little bit better. Um, over the last year, just because of that. That's probably what I would say.
For sure, dude.
I can relate to that. I know a bit of like a superficial one for me, but still, a skill that I've gained more confidence in is with escaping. Like I've reached a point where every time I start to build something new, like I like what I do more and more, and it seems more impactful. So that's definitely one for me. Um, Work wise is definitely understanding the system that I'm running so that I can just kind of like coast through my job as easily as I do. Um, so that'd probably be another one for me as well. Um, I like this next one. What simple pleasures have you especially enjoyed this year?
Hmm. I think that maybe for me it would be uh like ocean scenic views. Because like I've now officially been in PEI for 3 full months plus, like not leaving the island once. I've done a lot of driving while I've been here. It's like I've seen a lot of like coastal views and like inlets from the ocean, and so I think that that might apply to that question. Maybe.
I would definitely agree with that. I think enjoying nature is definitely a simple pleasure, um, and definitely one worth enjoying as much as possible, for sure. I know on that Maine trip we were enjoying the when you have those parts where you're up on a plateau and you could just kind of see all the rolling hills and everything going down to the mountain ranges, and it was like, wow, I get why people want to live here, you know? Um, like for me, tanks, just I find myself stopping what I'm doing a lot and just kind of spending time watching the fish just do their thing. Um, it's been a great stress reliever. And cooking has been another great simple pleasure I've been really enjoying a lot more of. Kind of experimenting in the kitchen, really refining some of those skills, which I guess also goes back to the skills I've gotten more confident in. my cooking game has really come up now that I've learned a lot of different things, and having a lot of fun and enjoying that as well, for sure.
Dude, honestly, I can't think of anything.
I always like cooking.
Kind of always been doing this. I've just been doing a lot of the same stuff, dude. Haven't been getting out much. Well, I would say this. You know what? I will say this. I think had the opportunity to get out and spend time with, friends a little bit more this year than I have in the past. Like I've gotten to meet up with, like some of the Southern California vape community quite a bit, in the past year. Uh Going to the meetup, and also I've been able to go see family a little bit more and spend a little bit more time with family this year. So I guess just like spending time with loved ones, I guess I could say I've been able to enjoy a little bit more this year. The circumstances may have not been the best, for why, that it may have happened, but the opportunity has been there, and taking advantage of it's been nice, I guess, in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I know spending time with friends and family is important, especially in a world nowadays where we are so digital that we don't spend as much time in person with people. Um, the opportunities that we get to spend time with people in person is definitely something we should value and cherish even more than I think we take the opportunity to do. So I think that's a great one. Here's an interesting one. Most memorable moment for you this year?
Hmm.
I think that for me, it'd probably just be like a multitude of moments that are going to be pretty memorable for me. Uh, like overall, like even just like moving down here, would kind of encompass like part of that.
Yeah, yeah,
So I think that like that's probably where I'm at.
yeah.
Like it's not necessarily bad or good, but it ultimately might be good if
It
that makes sense.
no,
Like overall, like there
Yeah,
might be some silver lining.
I don't
eh,
know if there's one that sticks out more than the other, because there's been moments across, all the f- the fields of, feelings, you know what I mean? And not all of them are good or not all of them are bad, but
I uh I can relate there. I I know all three of us have had some tough spots that have hit us this year. Um I think outside of those, because I want to try to remember the good,
oh,
right?
for sure.
Um I think traveling in the snowstorm this past weekend is gonna be one of those more memorable moments. That whole trip was awesome. It was needed, but that was a experience driving through the mountains in a snowstorm. So that's definitely one of them for sure. Um, I threw my first backyard barbecue here shortly after I left the dispensary as well, and had a bunch of friends over for like a bonfire and a barbecue. And that's definitely going to be one of my more memorable moments from this year as well. Because it was good to just get all the homies together and just have a good time, smoke, eat, drink, be merry. Um, and it's something I definitely found I enjoy doing. So I will be hosting more barbecues in the future for sure for all those homies because it's so much
I
fun.
I'd probably say like some of the more memorable moments are just, like the meetups that I've had with, friends, from the Steel Valley to, just the little California meetups I've had. also just, finding the news out about my little sister, bringing, a new little baby into the world is pretty memorable. About it.
2023, man.
It's been a whirlwind. It's been a whirlwind couple of years, dudes. Just like this podcast, we've had a lot of ups and downs just in everybody's life in general over the years, and just being able to continue to do this show and get together with you boys every fucking week is been the highlight, been one of those highlights. I feel like that's probably like a good thing to say. Just more memorable things, just being able to continue to do this with my boys and seeing the growth that we've had and learning more about each other, as the years go, and and also just growing with each other. I feel like it's been a big thing. You know what I mean? Feel like we've all have learned a little bit from each other, as well as taught maybe a little bit to each other. And the people we've had on the show has been pretty cool. From fitness to some of our just buddies coming on to hang out to dude, sometimes I forget some of the conversations that we have on here until they get brought up, but we've it's been crazy, dude.
So, that I think leads me to another interesting question, which is, given that, we've all had some very eventful years this year, what's a piece of advice you would give to listeners?
Hmm. Just remember that it's never bad to ask for help if you need it. You know what I mean? Because there's whether you believe it or not, there's usually always someone there that's willing to just even be there to listen or lend a helpful word, or you know what I mean. You're not alone. I feel like that's a good thing. Just no matter how lonely you feel, just remember there's always somebody out there that's willing to help. You just got to remember to, when you need it, don't be afraid to ask.
Love that. I love that.
I don't know if like I have like any advice. Like James said something nice. Yeah, I don't really know. I guess just keep on moving. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, dude,
you know what I mean? Just keep on moving, no matter what it is. Like if it's towards a goal, if it's to get through something, just like
life
keep
goes
on
on.
moving. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. I'd say that's good advice, Chris. 'Cause that's definitely something to remember, because sometimes you forget that things continue to move on, and that means you do too.
Yeah, you can get lost in the sauce pretty easy sometimes.
For
So
sure, for sure. There you go. That's a great piece of advice. Don't get lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
That's Chris's advice to everybody.
Keep it
Don't get
moving.
lost in the sauce.
Don't get
bro.
lost in the sauce.
I like it, Chris. I
Yeah.
like
there you
it.
go.
Deep.
I think I'd couple all of that with saying that don't be afraid to take care of yourself, because I think one of the things that hell, I think we're probably all guilty of at different times in our lives, right? Is that we give so much of ourselves and we sacrifice so much that we stop taking care of ourselves. We stop eating right. We stop doing the things that we should do that, help us be our best selves. And if we can't be our best selves, then we can't give the best of ourselves to the rest of the world who needs us. Um, and sometimes that means that the most compassionate thing that you can do is to take some time to take care of you in order to get to that place where you can continue to help others. That's something I know I learned. I took time to take some therapy and take care of me, and it really helped me to understand that that's important too. And to not, nobody has to be a martyr, man. You know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody got to be an action hero here. We're all just trying to live our best lives. And like James said, don't be afraid to ask for help. Just, keep on trucking. Like Chris said. Keep it moving. Don't get lost in the sauce. I love it. You know, we summarize it all right there. I think it's a strong place to end this one now.
I was
So
gonna say we got deep there at the end, dude.
yeah, I think we're gonna bring this one to a close, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope everybody listening has a wonderful end of their year. I want to thank everybody for following along with us. Some of you guys have been here since day one, and we appreciate you so much. Shout out to the patrons. You guys are true MVPs. You really do help make this possible. Um, and that really does mean the world to us. So shout out to you guys. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and send it around the room and let the boys sign on out.
I think
I
you're
think you
muted there,
might
bud.
be muted there, Mr. Overdrip.
Sorry, I could tell that like the background sound was like cueing my microphone, so I was thinking that it was going through, so I had myself muted.
You're good.
But either way, yeah, no, thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Of course, like always, I just kind of finish every episode just feeling a little bit better than I was before I started. So hopefully that works for you guys too out there. Of course, you can go to shedtimepodcast.com, give us some reviews. All that stuff would be pretty dope. And I think that that's everything for me. So everybody be safe, have a good week, and live your best life. Frames, take it away.
As always, shout outs to all the Shedheads for you guys' continuous support. We greatly appreciate it. Check out the Patreon if you guys want to help, to continue to support the show in a little bit, more of a financial way. We do greatly appreciate that because that helps us, continue to bring you guys some new content, some new types of episodes and that sort of thing. As well as leave those 5-star reviews because that helps us out in the old algorithms and all that sort of thing. Helps new people find out about us and that sort of stuff. Of course, you can check us out on the Green Room over on my YouTube channel on Friday nights, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern with the boys. It's a little bit more vape-oriented content, but we've kind of, opened the door to do, just some more, just random conversation as well. It's kind of more of a live podcast sort of situation from time to time. So come check us out there, participate in the chat. It's a good time. Other than that, we'll be here in the shed doing what we always do. So I'm going to end it as I always do, sending out all those positive vibes. Crisp 5-5s. Don't forget to tell someone you love them, and a little bag or dab will do ya. Sean.
And of course, as our brother Ashton would say, remember, moderation is key.
Facts.
With all of that, guys, one more time, yeah, thank you so much for being a part of the Shedtime podcast with us. Season 5, we are coming for it. I definitely am excited.
Crazy.
I got some cool ideas of things that I want to put into motion, like a merch store for the podcast, things like that. So stay tuned, guys, man. We're just only beginning now, time is it's happening. Things are happening. So with all of that, guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna bring it to a close and tell you, don't let the bastards get you down. Be cool, don't be a dick. Whatever it is that you do, be sure and have some fun. It's the Shedtime podcast, and it's time to roll on up and roll on out.
Dynavap. Looking to cut the cord on your dry herb vape? Dynavap. Trying to get the best taste from your herb? Dynavap. Ready to take your sesh to the next level? Then meet Dynavap, the best way to vape your flower or concentrate. Concentrates? That's right, your flower or hash can be vaped using Dynavap. Check out Dynavap.com to learn more. That's Dynavap.com. Lose the ash? Dynavap.
What's going on, Shedheads? It's your boy Frames Janklin. Are you looking to step up your match game or have a raw copper, brass, or stainless mod or RDA that you're absolutely tired of polishing? Then you need to go and hit up my man Ashton of Palmer's Powders. He does some absolutely amazing powder coating work. He offers many different colors and finishes at an absolutely killer price. This man is taking powder coating to a whole new level, and he can make your setup an absolute masterpiece. You can go follow him over on Instagram at Palmer's Powders, and you can go check out pricing on his website, palmerspowders.com. That's palmerspowders.com. And as always, let's just vape on, Shedheads.
I want you to think of your favorite rebuildable right now. Yeah, okay, so you have a layer cake in your hand, and now you're about. Oh, sorry, yeah, that's not everyone's favorite. That's just mine. So think of your favorite rebuildable atomizer. Think about how good of a vape it produces for you. Now, take that and amplify it. And the way that you amplify that is you put in some Breezestone coils. Breezestone coils are handcrafted in Adelaide, Australia. They're made from some of the finest quality wire that you can get. I believe it's wire Buddha. You take those coils, you take them out of that phenomenal packaging that clearly shows how much care that Adam puts on the quality of his coils and the insurance that you get them in good shape. You put them in that favorite RDA, and guess what? You have coils that now sing better than Celine Dion. Go check out Breezestone coils. You can find them on localvape.com and also steelvalleyvapors.com. Sup, dude.
Oh yeah.
I
I gotta get a soundboard.
I just gotta figure out how to get it to play through Zoom, and dude, it'd be over with.